Hello, I'm in a session, so good to see you though.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Rump session. Uh, so, like we've been saying, this is an opportunity that if you in the audience wants to present, give a 1 minute shout out to a cool project that you work on, a cool idea that you have, please raise your hand, and we will bring you on stage after the people who have already registered to talk. So we already have 3 people who've sort of signed up for this. For the rest of the audience, please take this opportunity. Anything open source you're working on, any cool project, anything related to automotive security, we want to hear about it, and the community wants to hear about it. So take this opportunity, and we'll bring you on stage. So we will start with John. And
Great. Shalabh, thank you so much for the introduction here. Looking forward to all the information here in the Rump sessions. I just wanted to kind of correct something that I did say this morning for those that were already attending during the intro session. I introduced one of the sponsors actually as not knowing them, and I think that's a little that's not the truth. So I just wanted to quickly correct something. Is this morning I said I don't really know them, and what I meant is that actually they're new to the industry. Ever since June 2022, they are the newest subsidiary of Trend Micro and focused on automotive security. This is VIC1 that I'm talking about. And so it sounded a little strange when I said I don't know them, and then, of course, everybody knows VIC1. So anyways, VIC1 is the newest arm of Trend Micro and dedicated to research and development for automotive cybersecurity solutions. They focus mainly on DR platform, also vulnerability and SBOM management, IDPS, stuff like this, penetration testing, and so on. And they are a gold sponsor of the conference today. So please make sure to go check them out. They're in the booth, and they have a few guys there and girls. Looking forward to answer questions and talk about how they can help you. Remember, sponsors are not just a marketing activity. It's about finding the right solution in the market. And these guys definitely can provide that. So check them out. That's my 2 seconds to correct my introduction before. So I apologize for that. And I think we can move already to the next session, Shalabh. So who's up next in the rump?
okay, so next we have Tamara. So Tamara, I'll bring you on stage. John, I will remove you from the stage. Tamara, I think you're muted.
Yep, I was. Sorry about that. Lots of buttons to push this morning. So really glad to be here and with Secure Our Streets. My name is Tamara Shoemaker, and I work for the Auto-ISAC. The Auto-ISAC is an Automotive Information Sharing and Analysis Center. Hopefully you guys know about it, and if you don't, definitely join our booth and find out some more information. We have some folks working that booth. What I'm here to tell you about real quick is our ACT program. So our ACT program is our Automotive Cybersecurity Training Program that we, in cooperation with NHTSA, put together. And we are 1 year into this program. We have already we're running our alpha and our beta pilots of this program. We've taken a really good look at what cyber is for the autos, a very methodical approach to putting together some training so that we can sort of lift up the boat, so to speak, with our knowledge base, right? So we all know that there's a shortage of folks that are cybersecurity professionals, and there's an even smaller amount of folks that are actually cybersecurity auto. And so what this is meant to do is to bring everyone up to a level of understanding of what that looks like. I was very fortunate to come into this. I worked in higher education for 17 years, and I moved into this position on purpose because I've always been trying to get more people into the pathway of cybersecurity. And it was very exciting to me that an industry was taking it on themselves to actually put together their own training program and to actually put into work kind of work that I'm so used to doing in the academe realm. And so we've put together this this curriculum, this courseware. There's two different pieces. There's a fundamental piece, and that piece is a piece that we'll be sharing with university partners across the world. And that's sort of that fundamental level to bring everybody up to spec. So you have folks that are currently working that have not been in a cybersecurity role and that are now in a cybersecurity role and need to really quickly get up to speed. And this is going to help them get to that fundamental level. And then we offer advanced classes for folks that have some knowledge in the area, are currently working in the area, but maybe have some gaps in their knowledge. And so we have 4 week-long training in-person sessions for those guys to get them up to speed on the latest, greatest thing. And we were very fortunate to have tiger teams from the industry, from both the OEMs and the supply chain, involved in designing this courseware and also helping us to handpick who trained us on these things. So we have folks from across the globe, and we're very excited to be just finishing up our year in our alpha and beta testing, and we'll be going into sustainment. We also are going to be offering, there's a CapEx, there's an actual capability exam, and there's also a written exam. And folks, there's an actual sort of stackability credentials that you can get with this. So those courses that you take in the fundamentals, each one of those week-long courses that are virtual, you take those, you get a mini certification, and that all builds towards sort of an overreaching cybersecurity auto certification. And we also, the really great part about this is that NISA, we've done this in cooperation with NISA. So everything that we've been baking in has been with standards, regulations, best practice guides, all of the good stuff that we need in autos baked into this program, and it will be sustainable. So I've worked on many federal grants over my lifetime here, and most of the time you get it up to the stage where I'm at right now, and it's in sustainment, and then you lose your funding, and it doesn't continue. But that's not the case with this. The Auto-ISAC has committed to continue this, and we will sustain it until it's no longer necessary, which of course you all know out there that's not going to be the case, because cybersecurity is always on the move, always changing, always innovating. We will always be updating this courseware and curriculum. We will always be at the leading edge, trying to make sure that we get the best information that we can and best training in the hands of the the auto world. So if anyone has any questions, I'm here to answer them.
Oh, thank you. And if you can hang around the networking lounge, and people can sort of join you after the session on the tables, and
Absolutely.
can follow up with you in details about this.
Sure.
This sounds great. Okay, next I will bring Karthik on stage. So if anybody else from the audience wants to go after Karthik, please do raise your hand, and they can bring you on stage and have you present. Karthik, the stage is all yours.
Showing my face. Yeah, now it is there. Yeah. So let me just share my screen. Yes. Hello, everyone, and Secure Our Streets. I must say that this is one of the conferences which I'm waiting from almost like 6 months whenever it started announcing, like from John's side, because I'm myself a very automotive security lover. So I'm waiting for this. So I'm here to talk a few minutes, like 2-3 minutes, about my tool Canalize, which I recently started. And good part is, like, I recently gave a demonstration in both Black Hat and DEF CON in this USA 2022. So I'll quickly go through the tool. And the reason why I'm bringing up this tool is, like, I personally felt it very useful when I'm using in assessments of Canvas assessments. So again, it's an open source tool which is made by me and a lot of other open source supporters, because we are obviously referencing it from the open source available libraries. So bear with me. So yeah, so acknowledgement and whatever, like images and all, like, it goes to the credit, goes to the owners, not mine. And if I miscommunicate any information, I'm very sorry. These are like opinions and views from my learnings. And even using this tool, you cannot like literally remote control all this kind of stuff with entire vehicle. I think that acknowledgement sinks very well in this group of audience, not like general audience. So yeah, who am I? I'm the guy who made Canalize, and also I work as an associate IoT security researcher at Paya2. We focus on R&D and IoT security. I work in the IoT security wing. and I've been to speaker at a bunch of different conferences. Apart from speaking and like making tools, one thing I love is like I'm an absolute community volunteer. I volunteer at this community called Seasides, where we run security conferences for people who cannot afford anything. And also, I'm an open source contributor for a lot of tools and all. I love watching anime and Doraemon, basically Doraemon, and exploring nature. Okay. Let's sync to the tool. So this is the general layout which I was having in my mind while I was making this tool. And I imagine like if you're using a tool, if you're using my tool, I imagine like you're installing it in the Raspberry Pi and hardwiring it to the CAN bus inside a vehicle. And then you can use this tool over the internet, or you can use the tool directly also hands-on. There are two different approaches for this tool. And this is the layout for this tool. And also the assumption which I'll be taking here is like once you're using the tool, you have the required middleware hardware, which helps you in logging the CAN bus data. And also you're in the same network, in the same CAN bus where you want to control some stuff. For example, you want to control the brakes of that particular vehicle or the particular car, and you're in the same CAN bus network, you're tapping the same CAN bus network, which the brakes messages flows. And the power supply is a very important thing to the Raspberry Pi. It is well taken care. And if you're using it as a remote hardware implant, and the hardware implant has remote internet connectivity and all the stuff. So why Canalize? First thing is like Canalize is based on Python CAN library, and everybody knows here how good is the Python CAN library, how helps it is. And every particular piece of code inside Canalize is very malleable, and it is made as functions. So if you want, you can directly import a particular function. It can also be imported the main algorithm of Canalize. It is made as a, like, you can also use it as a library. It is already available on GitHub. And in my thing, I will be sharing this same presentation PDF in slides and over the LinkedIn after my talk here, and within 12 hours. So you can also download that, all the links and everything. And basically Canalize contains three modes. One is Smart Scan, second one is IDE, and third one is Telegram mode. Basically Smart Scan, it runs a hash map. How it runs is like it will continuously take data of your CAN bus, and it will generate a hash map. And whenever you go to another particular, like you start applying brakes and all, it will compare with the noise, and it will give you the exact messages. The same you can do using Canalize IDE, which is powered again by Python. And then we'll be using SQL to consider the data sets as tables and run this stuff. Also, we'll be using something called Pandas database for faster analysis. And this can be used remotely. You just need to give, I'm assuming that people here knows what is a Telegram bots. So if you have a Telegram bot, if you have a HTTP API key for the Telegram bot, obviously you can give it to Canalize inside the settings, and the Telegram connect to Telegram option will bind with that HTTP API key. And whatever commands you are running inside Canalize IDE, you can send it over a Telegram bot also if you're using Canalize as a remote tool. And yeah, whatever data you are creating, you can save it and export it, and without any hassle in exporting the data and all. If anybody else is using Canalize tool, you can directly send that file to them, and it will be easily loadable. And I know it requires a big demo, but I'd love to give you a demo if you would like to see how it happens in the real world. And do hit me up after the session, so we'll be talking it. And the process flow is very similar. You create a bunch of files which has noise. You create a bunch of files which has the intended action. You want to create the payload. You refine them using Canalize IDE. You can generate as many payloads as you want and do this thing. But the payload which you're going to create, this is the general map, which I'm assuming while I made the tool. You have a big source file with the noise, and you have another file, the second file, which contains both the action and noise. You basically do a intersection between them, and you get the action. And it might contain noise which you don't like, then you have to refine it all on your own. And that's it. That's a very quick ramp session of my tool. And thank you, Secure Streets, and all the team for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, Karthik. Yeah. So if anybody has any questions, please catch up with Karthik in the networking lounge. You can catch up with Tamara in the networking lounge also. We have our next keynote starting immediately after this, so please hang around for that, and hope you enjoy the remainder of the conference. Thank you for attending this.
And